Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the coffee run for Thursday morning. It is the Thursday, the 21st of June, which I think, thank goodness, means that we are now on the downward spiral to summer. Thank goodness. It was so cold this morning here. I think we had, not compared to where you guys get snow in winter, but cold for where we are. So it was like -1 when we went for our morning walk this morning, and we were on the hunt for all the crunchy grass. It was so much fun. So what I wanted to share with you today, I was chatting with a mentor of mine yesterday about a think tank that I'm running for her community. And I was chatting to her about, good morning, Catherine. Wasn't chatting to her about good morning, Catherine. That's random. I was chatting with her about the kinds of things that she felt her community would most benefit from me speaking. So if you think about it, whenever you're looking or you've been invited to do a podcast interview or guest speak for someone or do something like that, then it's all well and good for you to have in your head, well, this is what I want to do, but it's usually more beneficial. Good morning, Ainsley. Mwah! It's usually more beneficial if you can tailor your content to the audience that you're speaking to, right? I mean, that kind of sounds obvious, but it's a point that so many people miss. So many people just think, well, this is what I'm going to teach, this is what I'm going to deliver, and then blah, 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 blah. So really want you to be thinking about even when you're invited to speak or be interviewed or anything like that, we want to make sure that the way that we kind of skew what we're doing is really geared to the audience that you're going to be talking to. So I was chatting with her and I had run a think tank. I told you guys about this. I ran a think tank for her a few weeks ago when we were on a retreat conference in May, I think. I don't know. All my dates and times have all gone a little bit wonky. So I was running this think tank and I just said to her, I said, look, I know we've got shorter time. So based on what you saw me deliver there, what do you want me to deliver in August or at the end of July? And so we were kind of going through it, and I thought it was really interesting because she said that one of the things that was really powerful were one of the things that I find the most basic or the most kind of obvious. And that is primarily because I just do it all the time and I don't really think about it these days. So you know that I do a lot of work through the day. I presume you guys know that. So what I do in terms of being able to manage social media, and I think this is really one of the things that she said was really important for her people to hear, is how can we we want to be doing what we do, right? We want to be practicing our mastery. We want to be practicing our craft. We want to be doing the thing that we want to be doing, which for most of us is not managing our freaking social media accounts. It's not working out what it is that we need to post. That's for most of us, that is not our area of genius, our zone of awesomeness. So how do we make sure that we've got that taken care of in order for everything else to happen? So what I wanted to step you through today are a couple of things that I personally do in order for me to be able to have the kind of week that I've had this week. So every day for me this week has been back to back. I drove to Adelaide late Tuesday night. We drove home yesterday. It's a good 5 hours given where we were and the traffic and blah, blah, blah. So, how I've still had my social media stuff going on, and I've still been able to do my coaching, do the training, do the mentoring, do the calls, do those things that have needed to be done without worrying that my social media is kind of going like, so without any further ado, let's step into that stuff. So the first thing that I want you to be thinking about with your social media is having some kind of plan or schedule or structure in your head whereby you get things ready, you know, a good 2 weeks in advance. Now, you can use something like the plan that I use. So this is my posting schedule for Facebook. And literally what I do is for, let's see if it's going to make a liar out of me. It is. So last week, I knew that this week was going to be a little crazy, right? So what I did, that's my week from last week, just to give you a better example. So I've scheduled all of the posts in there that I needed to do, and I actually scheduled them all in for this week as well. Now, the pink highlights, guys, are, you know, these videos, these live streams. So I know that every day at 9 o'clock, you and I are having coffee together, and on a Tuesday at 11, it's that bigger show that I do for becoming professionally famous online. So that's this week. Now, people go like, oh, how many posts do I need to put up, and this, that, and the other. So before we do that, you'll hear about that today. But what I want you to be thinking about, first and foremost, is number one, who is your audience? And you hear me talk about this all the time. Number two, what are the big problems that they have? Number three, what are the big goals, dreams, desires that they have? You know, how do they really want to feel? So Ainsley, for example, the biggest problems that her people have are that they've got tight muscles, they're time poor, they get twinges in their back, their shoulders are slumping, so they've probably got referral neck pain, they've probably got headaches. Ainsley's a myotherapist. And so, you know, it's really important that, you know, so they're the problems, that's the problem stack. Then you've got the solutions, or their goals, dreams, and desires is to be pain-free, to be able to move without feeling like things are twinging and tweaking. So we know that that's how they want to feel. They want to feel good. They want to feel flexible. They probably want to feel energetic and things like that. So when we know who we're talking to, we know what their problems are, we know what their goals are, then we can start to get some posts ready to put out there. Oh, yes. Nailed it. Thanks, Ames. So when we're thinking about that, okay, so we're like, all right, I know for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to get some posts put up. So here's what you are going to do. Write this down, everybody. We have got a photo, so that's number one. Number two, we can do a text post. Just trust me, I'll explain how this folds in a second. Number three, we can share a video. Don't freak out, we'll work that out in a moment. Number four, we can share, we'll call them a quote picture or a picture quote or something like that. Number five, actually, just come back to number one. We're going to say professional photo, okay? Number five is a lifestyle photo. All right, so there are 5 styles of posts that you can pre-schedule, okay? Now, when you've got those going on, so you'll go and you'll find maybe 5 or 6 professional photos or nicer photos of you versus kind of like selfies or on the fly or on walks or whatever. So photos that have been pre-prepared, right? Now, what you can do is you can schedule in your little scheduler thing. You can go, all right, I'm going to put one photo up, professional photo up on Monday, on Wednesday and Friday, and you can get those scheduled in. Now, you've got to put a bit of text with them, all right? Otherwise, it just looks weird. So schedule a professional photo, put a bit of text up there, and Bob's your uncle, you're done. So get that done for the next 2 weeks. You might go every 3rd day does that. Then a text post. Now, this one I find a bit harder, right? So I usually will go to the Googles and type motivational quotes or inspirational quotes or business quotes or something like that, or success quotes, because I know that that's what you guys want and need in order to achieve success, right? So what I'll do is I'll go over to the Googles and I look at a quote. I'm like, okay, cool. So if I use that as my inspiration, then I can go and write a text post. Now, I would open up a Word document, first of all, and get as many kind of like little text posts drafted as you possibly can. Once you've got all that done, you can then copy and paste them into Facebook and pre-schedule them for a good 2 weeks in advance. We can do the same thing with videos. Go find some videos that you really like, that you find funny, that you enjoy watching, that you think your people might like. Now, I really, I'm all about results and everything like that, but I also love to have fun and I really love to laugh, and I think dad jokes are freaking hilarious. So I think it's really funny. Like, I love finding videos that are motivating, inspiring, and really funny. Things that I find are really funny. So I will go and save a bunch of videos in advance and then go and schedule them through my week. Quote pictures. These are the ones, you guys have seen this. These are the photos of me with some text on them. So go and create a whole bunch of those. So again, create them all in advance and then you can go and schedule them through. So you might have on your little scheduling template, you might schedule 2 posts in advance each day, right? So photo, so what do we have? Professional photo, text post, video, quote picture, whatever else. And then the next, not that 5th one was a lifestyle photo. So that's like you going on your morning walk. It might be you at the gym. It might be something that explains your values and things like that. So it's not just about you being all corporate and professional and things like that, right? People want to get a bit of a feel for who you are behind the scenes and what you're about and what you're like. So that's how I would do that. Now, this is called value stacking. And we know that the things that you're sharing are going to be relevant to your audience because we've already done that work. You've done the work around what their problems are, around what they want. So we're value stacking with all of these posts. Now, where this becomes really cool is the 6th post that you schedule, or you can sandwich these in later, is you can put up what's called a call to action post. So this might be, hey, come and join my webinar. It might be, hey, I've got this workshop coming up. Do you want to come along? Click here and have a look. I've put together a free guide. I've got a free stretch class that you can come along to. I've got an Excel spreadsheet that you can download so you can track your income really easily. Whatever it is. The purpose of that call to action post is to collect a name and an email address. Okay, so you want to be giving something away for free, ideally, in order to use it as being able to build your list. So every 5 posts that you've got up, you can go and put in a call to action post. So how I did this week, I invited people to a webinar on Monday at 4. I put hey, I'm running a webinar on Thursday. You should totally come along. And then, so you can see that here. And then I put up a picture quote. I put up hey, we're going live at 11. We did the live at 11. There's a video and there's my latest blog. I put a post up this morning. Oh, that would be yesterday. Live quote. Hey, come and join my webinar tomorrow, which is today. Oh, and here's a video. So you can see that, and what happens is I then get leads. People opt in for my webinar because I'm posting about it, but I'm not always saying, hey, come and join my webinar. Hey, come and buy my workshop. Hey, come and blah, 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 right? So this buys you essentially the right to say, hey, this is what I'm doing. If you want to come along for the ride, this is how you get a bit more from me. Now, what I like about this is you've got all of this pre-scheduled in advance. So when you have a day like I had yesterday where I had back-to-back clients, I had back-to-back calls, I drove for 5 hours, I had a dentist appointment with my daughter, all of this type of stuff, I don't need to worry about the fact that my attention is not on social media at all, right? So that's really what I wanted to talk to you about today. Now, you can do the same thing. It's the same process with LinkedIn. It's the same process with any other platform that you're using with your email list. You've just got to make sure that we're adding value so that we don't always feel like we're selling or we're asking people to buy something or asking people to do something, Okay, so it really builds up that that relationship, that rapport, and that trust, and you're doing it from a place of just giving, giving, giving. Alrighty? So I hope that has helped you. That's How To Thursday on the coffee run today. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. Catherine, the 80-20 rule. Exactly. It's bang on that, actually, because it's for every 5 you get 1. So you're right. You're absolutely right. So that's that, guys. Have an amazing Thursday. Tomorrow is Celebration Friday on the Coffee Run and Insight Day. I am stepping into a strategy session now. I'm running a webinar at 12. I've got a coaching call, and then I've got another coaching call, and then I've got a mentoring call. It's a really big day for me. So I'm really glad that I've got my stuff scheduled, thank goodness. So outside of that, have a really awesome, fabulous day. I hope it is warm wherever you are. It is freaking cold here, but the sun is out. So I'll show you my view, actually. Have a look at this. Hopefully that'll work. Look how glorious it looks out there with that beautiful sun. So, I can tolerate some level of cold if we have sun. And that's that. So have an awesome Thursday. Take care. I'll chat with you tomorrow. See you at 9 on the Coffee Run. Bye.